Hello everybody, how you doing? I'm here to do a video only due to the fact that I'm a black man that has, multiple problems with this society. And I'm trying to figure out what does it take to get justice in a society that don't want to give me justice. For one, this is one part of it, that I had a 12-unit building that I had purchased for myself to be a retirement gift for me. And after I purchased the building, I bought it through LaSalle Bank. And I first purchased it. When I purchased it, it was full. And for 4 years and 2 months, the landlord-tenant union kicked in and told them not to pay rent. But I had money sitting aside, so I kept my mortgage paid until I got the tenants up out of there. But they worked together to make sure I wasn't going to keep that building. Well, after I got the tenants out of there that didn't want to pay rent, I put new tenants in, still paying my mortgage, keeping the property up. Then I started rehabbing as they would move out. I started rehabbing the property, and the people that was moving in, they loved it. They really did. So I was pleased that they were pleased with the way that they were moving in. So I had the building, I got it full. Then it comes along later that Bank of America took over LaSalle Bank. And when Bank of America took over LaSalle Bank, Bank of America wouldn't pay the taxes when all this is supposed to be into the mortgage, the insurance, the hazardous insurance, the taxes. As long as I'm paying my mortgage, all this is based in there. So when Bank of America took over from LaSalle Bank, they didn't pay the taxes. Then somebody comes along and buys the taxes. So I went and got me an attorney. And I explained to the attorney what happened. He said, "Oh man, you got a case here." So we're going through the whole thing. Then I guess the bank bought my attorney off, and my attorney tells me he wants to be a judge, so he's going to drop it and he's going to give me another attorney. Well, he gave me another attorney, and the person that he gave me wasn't an attorney. They work for attorneys. And we went through this from 2010. I got the paperwork that said this property had been sold for back taxes. And I stayed in court, and I must have hired about 6 or 7 different branches of attorneys while they backed off, because I don't know if the bank had told them to back off or they just got afraid and backed off, but they wouldn't represent me anymore. So therefore, they took the building and end up with the name Pangea on it. Now I'm looking in this area that my building was in, and all you see is Pangea everywhere. So I'm trying to figure out, did Pangea steal all this property for Bank of America? And I'm looking at this. So I figured I'd do this video to see if I can get anybody that Bank of America or any other bank has taken them and Pangea's got their name on it as the management company, because the bank is stealing from the people. Now, wait a minute. I'm looking at this and I'm trying to figure out, the bank can rob from the people, but it's against the law for the people to rob a bank. The people can't get no justice in this society. Is it because the banks, the courts, are paying people not to give people justice, and the average person says, what? Well, I'm just doing my job. Well, if your job, say, is to rob your family, and that's your job, you would do that? I'm looking at the injustice in this society, not just at my property, but how many blacks are being shot down? And white cops or any other cop say, well, I'm just doing my job. Is that your job, to rob, steal, and kill? Sound like 3 attributes of Satan. So what, is this a satanic society and Satan is running it? And we can't get any justice? Then when I started talking about the justice that blacks can't get, some people say, well, you know, a lot of white people are not getting justice either. I agree with that. It's a lot of whites that's not getting justice. But keep this in mind. The society that we're in is a Caucasian society. So if they won't give blacks justice, what do blacks have to get up to do to get justice? Or are we still in slavery? Because from my understanding, they said after slavery that the blacks that were enslaved would get 40 acres and a mule. I never got mine. My father never got his. His father never got his. And his father never got his. So all I'm trying to do is get justice. And I can't even get justice in this society? I'm just trying to live. And they're doing everything they can to see to it that I cannot live in this society. So if I get up and react, what would they say? I'm a terrorist? When they're terrorizing the hell out of me? I'm just trying to live. But they're doing everything they can to see to it that I can't live? Okay, I got a family. How can I take care of my family? What I got to do? Go get a job? I got to work? That's strange that I mentioned it that way. Because, I don't know how many people are familiar with the 90s when blacks tried to start a cab company in Chicago. And Chicago said you have to have a medallion. And there wasn't enough medallions to go around. And the price of the medallions was ridiculous. But here's a Caucasian can start Uber and give blacks jobs, but blacks couldn't start their own cab company? I mean, I'm trying to figure out what kind of society are we living in when a black man can't even get justice in a society. And out of not getting justice in a society, what do you think? The blacks supposed to just sit back and be comfortable with this society giving them hell? I don't know how many people remember when this thing come out where it was called, let me think for a minute. It was where the horses would, well, let me get off this for a minute, because it was called off-track betting. That's what it was, off-track betting. And blacks started it, and they told blacks it was against the law. Some white attorneys get together and reopen it back up. It's lawful then. What does it take to get justice in this society? What does a black man have to do to live in a society and not try to create trouble? But this society creates trouble for us. Let's try another one. I don't know how many people can go back and remember when we had policy. That was before the lottery came out. Blacks started it. They say it's unlawful. White folks come up with the lottery and see how hard it is for you to win anything. We're in a society that won't give us justice because I'm so frustrated in this. You can't get any justice. You can't have anything. And I'm sitting back looking at, we're supposed to be free. What could a slave do without asking a slave master's permission? A slave couldn't do anything. I mean, absolutely nothing. And if you gave your wife a problem as a slave on the plantation, they would send the overseers. Well, what can a black man do in this wicked, racist society, and what can you have without asking the Caucasians or white man's permission? You can't do anything. You can't even get married unless you get a license. If you own your own home and you want to add on to it, you got to get a permit. That's their permission. So to try to live in this society, only thing I was trying to do is just live. And they're going to make it where I can't live, but it's okay for them to steal from me. But it's against the law for me to steal from them, and I'm just trying to survive. So I'm doing this video to find out how many people have lost their property because of the wickedness in this country, and you can't even get justice out of their court system. How many black children have been prosecuted just because they put a case on them and the blacks haven't done anything? You know, somebody showed me something. This was in I want to say 78, 79, when Harold Washington was mayor. When Harold Washington was mayor, they saw how this society could be, how good it could be. And they said if they wanted the community back, how they could take it back. Listen to this. Listen to this. They say if they wanted a certain area back, all they have to do is don't give a nigger a job. They say if they don't give them a job, then they can't pay the rent, they can't pay their mortgage, they can't pay anything. So when they lose it, any Caucasian can come back and buy it because this is their society. So therefore, if they wanted Inglewood, all they have to do is make sure blacks couldn't get a job, and you couldn't even go into business to do anything for yourself because you got to ask them permission to get a license to open up your business. If you can't do anything in this society, why the hell are we in here? You can't get no justice in it because the courts won't give you justice. They hire people to do a job, whether it's right or wrong. I even think it's wrong to have a home and you're supposed to own it and pay for it. And once it's yours, it's yours. But why are they going to charge you taxes on property that's not an income? So you can't even own a home in this society? Now, I understand if it's a commercial property, yeah, they can charge you tax because you get an income on it. But a home, that's wrong. I don't care how you look at it, it's wrong. You talk about welfare, you look at the youth that's out here that's catching a hard time. Out of this, the youth that's catching a hard time, it's because when they first started welfare, they told the women the man couldn't be at home. If the man couldn't be at home, then that means no fathers at home. So who would raise the children and who are the children being raised for? I'm talking about justice in a society that is so wicked. How are you supposed to live in a society that's this wicked? Only thing I was trying to do was have a piece of property. No matter how much they pull up on me, I don't even have a bad record or a case against me. But they're going to give me hell, rob and steal from me to make me a criminal? How else am I supposed to live? You're going to take what it takes for me to feed myself and my family away from me. You just take it. And because you're a bank, you'll pay the judges, you'll pay your attorneys, and probably buy mine because you're a bank. Make them back off. I'm not going to just stop here. The next time I come on here, I'm going to have a list of all the attorneys that I hired, and I'm going to show you the paperwork that they gave me. I stayed in court from 2012 through 2015, and I never got justice. And I'm looking at the injustice that's going on right now. I'm so tired and sick of it. But what do? Get up and create a problem, make trouble? No, I'm not that kind of individual. I'm not a troublemaker. But I am one that will stand for justice. And to stand for justice, that don't just mean for me. That means for every black person or every Caucasian person that has got injustice in a wicked society that these thugs run. You know, I sit back and look at a lot of things. And out of looking at it, I'm paying very much attention to Pangea. Pangea is the #1 real estate now. You take a look at it. Go into all the black communities. Or should I say about maybe 85 to 90% of the properties that are commercial, Pangea is owned by Pangea. How are they getting it? They didn't buy it. They're taking it. You know, I got some paperwork that I'm going to put out here to show you. how I bought this through LaSalle Bank. Me and LaSalle Bank was good. I thought LaSalle Bank was a very good bank. I hate they went out. But Bank of America bought them out, so they say. And I'm looking at the wickedness in this bank and the judges that they hire. When you go to court, first thing they're going to tell me is that, oh, you missed your July and August payment. And I'm looking at them. I didn't miss any payments. So I went out and called the bank and asked them, could they give me the money orders or the cashier's checks that I used to purchase the property and to pay my mortgage. When I asked them, they said, oh, yeah, we have that. They gave it to me immediately. So I told my attorney at the time, I said, see if we can come back another day to come up with the paperwork that they said they didn't have. So he said, okay, Your Honor, can we have a continuance? They smiled and said, yeah. So I went, picked it up. When I came back, the judge acted like she got an attitude. And then going to tell me, well, it's still been sold for taxes. I said, well, wait a minute. I had to kind of hunch my attorney and say, listen, man, you let them know that all this is in the taxes. My mortgage payment is all in the taxes. So if I'm paying them, they're supposed to pay the taxes. How come the taxes wasn't paid? You think they went along with me or my attorney? Scared my attorney off. So when my attorney gave me another attorney, come to find out, he wasn't an attorney. He just worked with attorneys. So they went to file a federal case. I said, okay, that's fine, let's do that. The attorney that they gave me from that branch turned around and told me at that point, look, we're going to have to redo the paperwork. The paperwork's not right. I said, okay, you're the attorney. Let's do what we're going to do. Then all of a sudden, he didn't want to get back with me anymore. So he gave me another one of his attorneys. When he gave me another one, he gets to court. The court finds him for taking off and not coming back. They say, okay, we're going to find him. You think he cared? When he came back, he sided with the judge and the other court. So I said, I got to get me another attorney. I see right now they're punking these attorneys out. So I went and got another attorney. She went in heavy and backed up. So I went and got another attorney, another branch of attorneys. I even hired, they said for fraud, you either go with Lisa Mannequin. I went to Lisa Mannequin to tell them about it. I got the paperwork and all. And the woman that was at there that looked out for me, she said, you know what? They say they never heard of you. So I gave her the case number. She looked it up. And the first thing she said is, you have court today. And it's with Bank of America. I said, that's my point. Here come another woman, comes out the back. After she's telling her what's going on, she come out the back and tells her, look, I'll handle this. You step back. And then she tells me there's nothing we can do for you. This is in Lisa Mannequin's office. They tell me, well, there's nothing we can do for you. We suggest that you go down the street to John Marshall Law School and see if they can help you. And I'm looking at this like, really? This is supposed to be the division of fraud. No, it's theft. And certain people can have their way when it comes to stealing. Well, for as many people that has lost their property, commercial property, and haven't got justice, listen, hit me up, let's talk. And if we can't get justice, we'll have to take it another route. I'm supposed to sit here, be homeless, hungry, and out of doors because of the wickedness that's in a society that they claim they're supposed to be righteous? Really? Sounds kind of strange, don't it? You can't get any justice. Children being shot down. And a lot of times they say the police are doing it in the police house where they got guns. And they didn't have any guns. The youth that's been shot down didn't have a gun, didn't have a weapon. Or he had a knife on him. Or he had a cigarette lighter. Or he was taking out his cell phone. But you can pull a gun, shoot them down, steal property. How wicked can a society get before the people will stand up? To be honest with you, I'm so frustrated and tired. But if you stand up, they want to say you a terrorist, but they can terrorize the hell out of you. Is that right? Would you call that justice? What kind of society are we in? The way I see it, it's a satanic society. I can't get justice, and I'm doing everything that you suggested I should do, and you still won't give me justice? Well, give me 3 attributes of Satan. Would you say he's a liar, a murderer, and a thief? The founding fathers of America, what were they? Were they liars, murderers, and thieves? Did they steal this land from the Indian? Come in with smallpox in a blanket when they said that they come in peace and they were giving them gifts? And in the gift that they gave them was a disease to kill them, smallpox? Then turn around and steal black people, bring them here, make them slaves, and don't give them justice? I mean, I'm not trying to be a terrorist, but I'm tired of being terrorized. I'm not trying to be a person that's injustice, but I'm trying to be one that's trying to seek justice. What do I have to do to get justice? Do you, like you did the Indians, go to war with you? Well, I'm not going to go to war with you like you went to war with them. Just like I'm doing this video, I have a whole lot more I intend to do, because I'm just trying to get justice in a society that don't want to give me justice, in a society that hates me because I'm black. And I was saying 3 attributes of Satan. He's a liar, a murderer, and a thief. The courts are lying. The police is killing blacks. And they're stealing their properties. To get justice, what do we have to do? I was speaking to somebody, they told me, well, you see, God's going to do that. Well, if you think God is going to do it, I thought the kingdom of God was within you. Why don't you let that is in you come up out of you? Or have you been punked out? And you can't get justice because you're scared to get up and fight for what's right? I'm looking at the Mexicans that come here, the Asians that come here, those that are Chinese, Japanese. They all come here. They can get justice. They can have and do. I was stolen and bought here, and I can't get justice, and I can't do anything? I don't rob, I don't steal, and I don't kill. I'm just trying to have something in a society that don't want me to have anything. Hispanics come here. They have their own little area. You have Chinese come here. They have Chinatown. You got Greeks that come here. They got Greek Town. You got Indians that come here from other countries, India. You ever been on Devon? They got their own little area. Blacks, you can't have nothing. You go get a job. And if don't nobody want to give you a job, you suffer. While they steady take what you have away from you. My thing is this. If this society want to say blacks are so bad, blacks are so ignorant, blacks can't have, well, I don't mean no harm. Who's the educator of blacks? If this society is educating blacks, then maybe there's something wrong with the education that you've given to blacks. We have a mayor that's shutting down the schools because he don't even want to give you that ignorant education that they're giving you that makes you a servant to them. Because why? They got Mexicans coming over here now, creating jobs for themselves, buying your home when you don't have a job to do for you. They can come in and buy it, take over your neighborhood because you're waiting for somebody to give you a job. But we're educated by this society, and we can't do nothing. Here's people come in from another society that can come here and do something. Maybe something's wrong with the education. Maybe something's wrong with the school system. Because out of this system, we're only taught to do what? Get a job? Really? And if we try to get up and do something, we're either assassinated or we jailed because we did something wrong. I don't think that's right at all. I think it's wicked. I think it's unfair. Who's the real terrorist? And the way we're educated by this society, if God was to come, we would think God is a terrorist that would stand up for righteousness. Let's go back to this point where society run the men out the house. If they don't give a man a job and he can't do for his family and he wants welfare or public housing, he's got to be gone. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? And look at how the youth are raised. If what they're doing is so wrong, then you go turn the television on and let this society give you a vision. And now you playing a video game and all they show is death. You killing. But who's educating you in that manner? The same ones who don't want you to have nothing in their society. No matter how hard you work, you can't have nothing in this society, and you black. You can only have what they want you to have. You can only be what they want you to be. I'm just trying to have justice. I'm trying to have something. I want my children to have something. But you're going to take from me? So all the properties that I've had by me paying attorneys, I couldn't pay the taxes on some of them because I'm trying to pay these attorneys hoping that I can get my building back. That's my income, my retirement gift to myself. So when I lose it and I can't pay the taxes, you take that? Wow, that's wicked. That's very wicked, very unrighteous. So I can only live the way you want me to live. What's that? Get a sign, go stand on the corner and beg somebody for the pennies that they can throw at me? Really? This is America, huh? What did our new president say? Now, I ain't talking about him. I'm just talking about something he said. Let's make America great again. Take everything from them blacks or them niggers and give them a job and let them build the country out of the job that we give them. That's to make America great. He did say them niggers need a job. Why don't they have their own business? Because you won't educate them to have their own business. And if they got their own business, you will give their brother a job to shut them down. You know, out of that statement, I just thought about when I had the building, I had Section 8 in there. Here was a inspector that came, black inspector. In the wintertime, one of the windows was froze, and we couldn't let it up because by the window had been frozen with the ice on it, it wouldn't go up. He tell me I failed, and I looked at him. I said, I got ice on it. He said, that's all right, it won't go up. You failed. I got angry enough to tell him to get his behind up out of there before I whipped him. And he left and told me he didn't care. Either way around, I failed. And he's just doing his job. Well, I went down there and talked to them. They said, we'll send an inspector out the following week, which they did. They sent another inspector out, but he wasn't black. You know what he did? He looked at the tenant, asked the tenant, were you pleased in living here? The tenant said, sure. He said, you ever had any problems with anything on here? Anything that needs to be done? Do you talk to the landlord and he get it done? The tenant said, sure. I've never had a problem. I got the best landlord I ever had. Then the inspector looked at me and said, you ever had any problem with the tenant? I said, no. The tenant don't give me no problem. I got a very decent tenant here. You know what the inspector did? Said, hey, you passed. Got up and walked out. Didn't have to look at anything. long as the people were pleased. What would be the problem? But he wasn't black. If he was black, he's taught to give his own kind hell. Because who was his teacher? Can you imagine what it would be like, let's just say, in every black school that we had KKKs to be the educator? Then when he get through educating them, he would send them to another black school to emanate him. What would blacks be toward blacks? Can you picture that? How are the black police in a black neighborhood? They're almost as worse as the racist white cops in a black neighborhood. So how are you going to get justice? How are you going to have racist teaching going on in a black neighborhood, and then when you get blacks that's trying to do and have, you're going to take it from them? Really? Really? So that means a black person ain't supposed to have or isn't supposed to have anything in a Caucasian society, because this is a Caucasian society. Blacks didn't build it. It's Caucasian. And blacks can't get justice in this society. And you think blacks would stand up for one another? Do you actually think so? No. How can we stand up with one another when Caucasian people put fear in blacks to stand up with them, and they educate blacks to be against each other? I guess that's what it takes to make a nigger, huh? That's what I see. If that's what it takes to make one, then you go into the black community and you look at all the shooting. Does it have to be by blacks? Maybe it's somebody that's coming in undercover, stealing a car, going to a black neighborhood where there's no cameras, and shoot down blacks to make blacks go to war with each other. You ever thought about that? Because I see so much that's going on. And I'm looking at the injustice that I'm even getting in court for other situations that they knew was wrong. And all the attorneys that I hire, they start off, man, we got your back. And then they turn around and back up off of me. Who are coming to them to tell them, no matter what, don't back him. Don't back him. The next time I come on here, I'm going to bring some paperwork. And out of the paperwork that I bring, I'm going to show you the injustice that I have been getting since I've been trying to have something. All they do is take it. They make cases that are not true. They steal my property, steal my cars that I have certain paperwork in. I got pulled over from riding with someone else. They got pulled over and they said that this guy was running a car theft ring. And I'm looking at them while they're saying this. The guy wasn't running a car theft ring. The guy owned. He owned a mechanic shop, a machine shop, a body shop. He owned it. I'm a customer in his car. They turned around, asked me to step out, and I stepped out, and I got all the credentials on me. They turn around and say I'm a terrorist and lock me up, and then go into my pocket, take my mail, open it, and make copies of it. That's an invasion of privacy. Then I went and hired an attorney to come against that. And it seemed like they did everything they could to try to put a case on me. And they played that for a year, going back and forth to court with them for a year, knowing what they did was wrong, but they was trying to build a case on me. I mean, what does it take to get justice? Why are you so much against me because I am so much with blacks to try to help them? You know, I'm very frustrated and quite angry with this because all I'm trying to get is justice. in a society that hates me because I'm black and I look out for blacks? Because if I want to see you have. Why shouldn't you have? I'm supposed to be something special? No. I want to be a brother to everybody. And family helps one another. Just like Jesus. Jesus didn't try to rob and steal from nobody and try to put himself over anybody. He was a helper to everybody. And by him being a helper, what did they do? They said they killed him. Isn't that something? They gonna kill him and he's trying to be a brother to everybody? I'm trying to be a brother to everybody. They're gonna take everything I got, and I guess my next step, they're gonna try to kill me, murder me? What kind of society are we in? Satanic society? They say give him 3 attributes of Satan. He's a liar, a murderer, and a thief. Are these banks, are they liars, murderers, and thieves? Because they can pay anybody to do anything. Give you a job, you get rid of him. That's your job. We'll pay you. So that means if you do anything for $1, you'll do nothing for God. So if somebody gave you a large enough check, you would even kill God, huh? For the love of $1? Maybe I am in a satanic society. Maybe I just need to get up and get the hell out this country or get the hell up out of here. Because I'm very, very much fed up. I'm very fed up. I'm just trying to have. Who would take something from somebody and then trying to turn around and put it in the court that you make, where you're supposed to get justice and all you get is injustice? Then you turn around and you look, the ones who took it, Pangea, all you see. Go in a black neighborhood. You know, I'm going to tell you, my property was in a nice area, which I thought was very nice. I was on 83rd and Drexel. I had a 12 unit. They just took it. For lack of taxes and the money I spent on attorneys, I could have bought another piece of property. But I'm thinking I'm going to get justice. And all I got is injustice. Now, what would happen if I would go and stick up the bank? What would happen if I was to go do something to Pangea's property? They would just send another black person in to come and arrest me and tell me, well, see, what you're doing is wrong. Then where do I go to get justice? And where do I go to be right? Where would I go? I guess I have to wait until I die to go to God. Isn't that something? That's what they teach. If you're good from the day that you're born to the day that you die, you get a chance to go to heaven and be with God. Well, if God is the author of life, why the hell would I have to die to get to him? I should have eternal life. So I guess that's another lie that you have set up. I'm sick of the wickedness in this society. Now, I've only tried to be right in this society and with people. But I'm looking at the injustice that you've given to me. So what are you trying to make me? An enemy in your society? Where I can't get justice? Well, I don't know too many blacks that's getting too much justice in this society, but I know what a lot of niggers will do for a job. Whatever they're told to do. Whatever they're told to do. I don't see justice here. But I'm going to come back on here, and when I come back, I'm going to bring the paperwork from all the attorneys that I hired. I mean, every one. And I'm going to show you the injustice that I got out of it. And how every one of them never came back to try to make things right. As long as they could drop it and get the hell away from me, they were happy. Even with this last one, who told me, hey, man, you got a heck of a case here. He drops it. I'm a terrorist. What did I do to become a terrorist? This is not fair, and it's not right. This society, from what I see, is so wicked and so unjust. What do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen? I look at how you go after everybody who you claim to be wicked. I've done nothing but try to be right. And look how you coming at me. Steal my property? I'm not going to talk about the children that I have lost in this society. I've lost quite a few in this society. And they haven't done anything. They just trying to live. They wasn't thieves. They wasn't murderers. They didn't rob people. But some of them, because they would talk different, they were murdered. Out of talking different, they were murdered. So now here I am, just trying to seek justice. And the only thing you're going to give me is hell in a society where I can't even live. You're going to make it where I can't live. I guess Jesus came looking for his brothers. Maybe I'm one of Jesus's brothers. Maybe. Because I damn sure can't get no justice in this society. So I'm going to put it out there, and I hope that, listen, everybody get a chance to hit me up, hit me back. Let me know what you think. And if you want to unite with me, look, I can appreciate it. Everybody who lost their property, injustice, and couldn't find nobody to help you get justice, hit me up. Because keep in mind, whatever Caucasian people want in a society that they have created by the things that you have made for them, all they got to do is don't give you a job and then say what? You got bad credit, you can't have nothing. Or don't give you a job and you lose what little bit you had. Because they're not going to let you do nothing for yourself. So look, I'm going to bring this to an end. And may all of you that see this get a chance, hit me up. Let me know what you think. Let's see if we can unite. Let's see if we can talk. Let's see if we can have a meeting somewhere, because this has to come to an end. I know I'm not the only one that's being treated like this. I'm not the only one that's being robbed and stole from in this society. Then police come about and say, what? We're just doing our job. I wonder if the average cop, if his job was to kill his mother, would he do it? Steal your brother's car? Put a case on somebody? Take a weapon into the house when you know they didn't have a weapon, but your job is to say, take it in there. We'll just put it on them, and we'll lock them up for 6 months. That's a job. So maybe the real crooks and thieves are the one who's running this society. Let's sit down and talk. All right? Until then, hey, you all take care. Have a good one. And hopefully we can talk later, because I got some more videos coming out. Until then, be safe. Peace.